The nose is very frequently injured during sports. Some of the most common injuries that occur are nosebleeds or broken noses. The most common sports where noses are injured are contact sports with player-to-player contact. It's typically players hitting into each other, their elbows or knees or heads colliding, that will actually injure the nose. But anytime there's a ball flying or there's equipment involved, there's also the risk of injuring your nose. Nosebleeds are very common in sports. Typically the way that you would handle a nosebleed is have the child come off of the field and sit down, lean forward a little bit, and put pressure on the soft part of the nose. And you want to hold that pressure for at least 10 or 15 minutes to try to make sure that that bleeding stops. Usually this is enough to stop a bleeding from a sports injury, but sometimes they continue to bleed. If they are continuing to bleed after you release pressure after about 15 minutes, then you should reapply pressure and then seek medical attention. To tell if a nose is broken, a lot of times the player will actually hear a crunch or a crack and be able to tell that their nose is broken. Sometimes they will have nosebleeds with a broken nose, and so you just want to make sure that that the nose isn't broken if you're thinking it's just a simple nosebleed. But other things that will happen is pain up at the bridge of your nose and swelling, bruising of the nose, nosebleeds like we said. Some children, if the break is severe enough, will have difficulty breathing. So if you think that there's a broken nose and there's a nosebleed associated with it, you want to hold pressure to try to stop that bleeding. Ice is also important to help decrease some of the swelling. So you can put ice directly over the nose, or you can actually put ice on the back of the neck, which will help decrease some of the bleeding because it decreases the blood flow to the head and the nose as well. And then you can try to give some tylenol or ibuprofen if there's pain, and then you want to see a doctor to see how bad the break is. Unfortunately, broken noses are something that happens in contact sports, and prevention is the best way to treat this, and you can do that by wearing your appropriately fitted face protection.